Hi, I'm Kristin Davis, and I want to know, are you a Charlotte? Oh my goodness, you guys, we have the most special guest. It's the return of Easton, our producer.
Oh, this is such a thrill. Thank you so much for having me back, Kristin.
I love having you back. And for this particular episode, especially, it's called The Big Time. It aired July 30th, 2000. It is directed by Allison Anders and written by Jenny Biggs. And I'm so excited to have a male perspective, okay?
I'm excited to share.
Got some big topics in this one. Big topics. Okay, so when I think of this episode, I think of Charlotte's storyline involving the boat.
Yes.
Like, you know how there's some things that I remember really clearly, you know, about filming, and some things I have no memory of at all. The boat I definitely remember because it was very beautiful, very cold. There's two scenes on the boat. One, I'm not wearing a wrap, and the other, I have this like pashmina wrapped around me. I think I couldn't stop shivering level cold. I'm always cold, as you know. But it was gorgeous. But another situation like the Staten Island Ferry. This was like our boat season for some reason. We start season 3 with the Staten Island Ferry. Now we're on this, like, it's like a party boat.
Yeah,
you know?
like a small yacht or something.
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty nice. I remember being pretty nice. And we also had to do the thing we did on the Staten Island Ferry, which was turn the boat around so that the background matched.
Oh, yes.
Because you're getting the city on one side and New Jersey on the other. We were in the Hudson River. So you couldn't just keep sailing down the river, right? You had to turn back around so that it matched for each take, right? And, you know, it's such a pain. But it was really pretty fun, except that it was really cold. But I remember being really fun. And I remember it being fun partly because Kyle at that point this was his second episode. Weird that he came in the middle, because we would have, you know, a director would do 2 at a time.
Yes.
Right. So I guess he came in the middle and did one with Allison. No, sorry, one with Nicole, one with Allison. Anyway, he was brand new, right? And this is the episode where you really see clearly that the original idea for Trey was that he was not interesting.
Yep.
Because he's telling the story of how we met. He's telling it so adorably, right? And obviously, I, as Charlotte, am like just hanging on every word. And I think it's so cute and funny. And Carrie's voiceover is telling us that she already remembers all the details because she's heard it so many times. So I think we abandon this after this episode because he's Kyle, and you just can't continue down this road of that he's not that interesting and exciting.
Yeah.
You know
Even when he's delivering this like boring story, he's got that, you know, that voice, and he's just,
I mean, the voice and the kind of delivery, like he's got a very interesting off-kilter delivery, which I think obviously makes so much sense for, you know, Twin Peaks in the Pines, whatever, Twin Peaks. But also for he just brings that with him, you know, even though obviously very, very different character, but it works so perfectly also, which is also, I think, for me, I just remember being so excited that we got him, right? And thinking like, well, wait, we can't have him for just like 3 or 5 or whatever it was supposed to be, right? Because he's him and he's like so dreamy and so good and so nice.
Yes.
Like, it's just rare, you know, it's just pretty rare, I have to say. So obviously everyone agreed with me, and therefore we have 2 seasons pretty much. I mean, I can't remember exactly how many, but we have him definitely for 3rd season and 4th season.
I mean, when I look back at the breadth of Sex and the City, I always think like with Charlotte, it's Harry and Trey. Like those are the, you know.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, so like such a major
There are unfortunately
fixture.
A lot of other guys in between there. But they don't even really deserve a mention. I mean, but you know, the thing that I do love about her, and this is what I love about television as a viewer, I love a long arc.
Yes.
Like that's the joy of television in my mind. It's not what we grew up on, though. You know, when we grew up, it was like sitcoms and soap operas. I guess soap operas is a long arc, but in a different way, right? But like that's the joy of, you know, HBO, that they would let you just lean in to things that weren't clear. You know, obviously, also we have such a big episode with Carrie and Aiden and Big. Again, like it's so good when you watch it back. And, you know, most of the things that people say to me, I did just meet a lady in Starbucks. She was 31, so I don't know what I should call it. A woman in Starbucks. And she told me she had just started watching.
Wow.
I know.
The first time?
I was like, just now? And she said, yes, it resonates. I'm like, good, yes. I said, I'm really jealous. It's really fun to watch it the first time. She was very sweet. And I almost told her to listen to the podcast, but I didn't. But anyway, maybe she'd find us.
How fun to just start watching an episode and then see Charlotte.
I know. Well, I was talking to her dog. She had a really cute Dachshund. I was talking to her dog for a little bit before she figured it out. It was pretty funny. But also it's just so rare. It's so rare and kind of wonderful that people would just now be finding it. But one of the things that I thought about one of the things people tell me and that I thought about when I was rewatching this episode, you know how they just, if you're on Netflix or on HBO Max, it just goes into the next episode.
Yes.
It's very hard to turn it off.
It is. I fell into that trap when I was watching this episode
even
last
for
night.
me. And I should totally know what is going to happen. But A, I don't remember. And B, you don't really care if you know what's going to happen. You just don't want to stop. You don't want to stop. And I think a lot of that, you know, and it's all of us, I know, but like Sarah Jessica is just so fucking good. Like it is crazy to me. Like, I know her. I love her. Obviously, every time she won an award, I was like the biggest clapper. You know, like I always want her to win, and I think she deserves everything. But like, even now, I look back and I'm like, the subtlety, the torn element, you know, in Big, because this is the episode where Big calls her when Aiden goes out to get a coffee filter.
Yeah.
What? I had forgotten all of this, right? Like, it's such a trip. But also John with his little baby face is just, I mean, oh my God. And Chris, because, you know, in the beginning, we're so tortured, I felt as an audience. And people are going to text me and be like, are you talking about the show like it's real? And I'm like, yes, okay, I'm sucked in, you guys.
This is
all
real
right.
to us, okay?
Yeah, now it's real to me. I'm now understanding, because all the whole time that I wasn't rewatching, people would talk to me and I'd be like, it's fake people, right? Like, now I totally understand. It seems so real. It seems so real because it's so well done. Like, our writers did such a great job in the writing. And I mean, all of us too, but like, you have to start with the writing in these type situations, I think, you know, like, it's key. So anyway, she's just so good. And then when Chris, because I felt so tortured by him in the first season, like he's so withholding on and on and on. And then one of her things, and this is the big theme of the episode that I need your male perspective on, is timing, which I think is a really good question, really interesting question about people and relationships and what you're ready for and what you're not ready for, and how you can't really change that sometimes, you know?
It's true.
It's a hard thing to be like, well, this person that I'm with needs a baby, like in the Steve and Miranda situation.
Yes.
Steve wants a baby. And she's like, well, you're insane. And I totally see her point. Like, we were talking about this before we started recording. Like, it does totally change your life. And on the other hand, I feel really bad for Steve.
I do, but I had a hard time with Steve in this episode.
Well,
I really did.
He does seem like a child.
Yes. I see this from men a lot that want a baby and do not think anything beyond the like, gee whiz, it's going to be great to play catch with my kid, won't it? And like, they don't think about everything else that comes with it. Yeah. And you know who that falls on? The mom.
I certainly do know. I certainly do know. I mean, I'm a single parent, as you know, but I mean, it is, I watch all my girlfriends go through this too. I mean, it's like, in some ways I have it better because I don't have anybody to be mad at. You know what I'm saying? Which is great. I mean, not counting Hannah's husband. Yeah. But, you know, I feel for both of them. The reason that I feel for Steve is because I feel like when you're in a relationship with a person, man or woman, if that other person is having that baby feeling, you know, that it's like a calling, you know, in my mind, right? You really have to honor it as the other person. Now, that might mean saying to them, I'm so sorry, but I'm just not there, right? Male or female. Sometimes that happens. Like, Miranda's definitely not there. Yeah. Of course, we know what's going to happen. But let's just go with this episode, right? Yeah. She's not there. She's trying to be a partner at her job. She's very focused. She also feels like he's a child, and she's not wrong, right? Nope. She is not wrong at all. But on the other hand, I feel like he's so open. You know, he's so open, his heart is so open, and he puts up with her being kind of mean to him, you know? Yeah. And then he's like, we just, you know, it would be so great to have a baby. And like, there's part of me where I'm just like, oh, he's so pure. You know what I mean? But I can also see her point very much so. And of course, we do know what does happen. But I have to say, because anyone who's seen the whole show, Steve is a great dad.
He is.
Yeah, he grows. Yes. He grows as a person, for sure. But when you see him watching that Scooby-Doo, oh my goodness. I'm like, man, Miranda, you gotta I mean, I get it. I mean, the whole mean mommy thing. And I mean, we all do still refer to mean mommy. Like, I'll be like if we were working, this past show and my kids were with us or whatever, I'd just be like, I was such a mean mommy. I was a mean mommy this morning. Like we still, it's like a lingo, you know what I mean? Because we all get it. We've all been there. Okay, let's talk about Carrie's storyline.
Yes.
Okay, so they start. It's her and babyface Aiden, which I think is just what we should call him because he's like, Aiden. I mean, it's like almost like a different person. It's super interesting. Like really adorable.
Very adorable.
So adorable. And like when I'm jumping around, but when he has his dog, I also love that all these dogs are showing up now and I'm about to get my dog too. Like, I don't know what came over our writers. They were just like, let's everyone get dogs. But I love it, of course. So Aiden's got his dog and Steve gets his dog in this episode. Charlotte doesn't have her dog yet, but she's coming. But when Carrie tells him that she has to go on the boat party, and he's out there by himself with the dog, and he's just like, oh shucks, like he's adorable.
That outfit he's wearing at that moment, he looks like he just stepped out of Studio 54. He's got he's got this like purple kind of shirt that's like unbuttoned a little bit. He's like cool glasses. It's very groovy in that scene.
I mean, John's pretty groovy.
Yeah.
I would have to ask Molly who put what on him at that point. I do know, as I think I've said already, that John has a lot of say in his wardrobe.
Yes.
And John has a very unique, sense of style.
Yeah, I think it matches his vibe.
It does. It definitely matches his vibe. He's a very unique person.
And one other thing I want to point out about Aiden's room that watching this, he has a Ouija board at the foot of his bed that like, I don't know if he's using it as a counter because there's like a bowl of cereal sitting on top of it. He has a Ouija board sitting down there. I'm like, what's Aiden doing in the middle of the night? Is he summoning spirits? Who just casually has a Ouija board sitting around their apartment? I can't
believe you noticed that. That is so funny. I didn't even notice, but I'm sure John Corbett was like, yes, leave the Ouija board.
The Ouija board stays.
I mean, who in set deck came up with that would be my question for that. And I never ever noticed, but I did notice that we see Charlotte's door and hallway. So I'm getting more apartment. It's a good thing. I've moved away from the 2 flats that were my bedroom. Even though previously we had the time where Samantha sleeps with my doorman and we had a hallway with a bookcase in it.
Yes.
But that was a real apartment. That wasn't a set. And we never see it again. Because I was like, wait, what is that? Like, what is that? I mean, luckily it was white, right? So it wasn't like not true to Charlotte. But I was like, I've never seen that, a hallway. And then also when I am the man and I take the picture, I hang it in a hallway.
Yes.
That I was like, I don't know what that hallway is either. Where's that hallway? But maybe they put my white flat in a hallway position. I don't know. But this was an actual, I feel like a set of a apartment door. I don't think we were on location.
Okay.
I think they're
always trying to figure that out when I'm watching this. I'm like, okay, which this was a set, what was real? I thought for a second, I'm sorry, this is so naive of me. I thought when I was watching the boat, I was like, are they actually? Because I know it wasn't the green screens were good at that point.
Oh no,
but not
they were horrible.
Good.
They were horrible.
Okay,
no, this is like the year 2000.
Yeah.
Also, we could never afford that. It was like so expensive to use a green screen or to do anything in post. Like when they would say like, oh, we have to do it in post. Yeah. That meant everyone was having a breakdown. You know what I'm saying? Like the digital of it all had not happened, had not made it to the screen, really. And
I also thought for a second that the boat was maybe just docked. But then I could see the depth. I could see
on the water. We're out there and that wind is blowing. You can see my hair.
That was my next question is how much ADR did you have to do for that?
Oh, I might have had to do the whole thing. Yeah. I mean, we are always body mic'd. Now you might ask, where would we put those body mics? Because it is a big challenge, okay? Big challenge. And I'm wearing that little chiffon Dolce & Gabbana dress. I can tell you for sure that mic is in a place that we cannot discuss. That mic is hidden in a place that's super uncomfortable and that involves being in a dressing room to do, which is not normal for sets. Like the sound guys want to come up and put the mic on you on set. That's what they like.
Yeah.
But we just teach our guys, like, just put the mic and the mic pack in my dressing room. I know how to turn it on. Let us handle it because it's going to be in some clothing in a way that you can't get to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just how it was. I mean, and back then the mic packs were like decently large. So it was uncomfortable.
Oh.
They're much smaller now. Thank God. Thank God. It's a whole drama. But they never would trust like a boom. I mean, we would have a boom there because you're always trying to get double. And then we did do a fair amount of ADR. But when I watched the scene with Kyle, I didn't feel like it was ADR, but maybe that's just how good we are. I'm not sure.
Yeah, the performance felt like it was in the moment.
Didn't it?
But it sounded really good. So I was like, God, I know they're on that windy boat.
I know. I would, because you can see my hair is going crazy. Because I was going to say, I wonder if they put up a windscreen, because sometimes they'll put up like just off camera, like a windscreen that someone's holding, like, you know. But my hair is obviously very much wind blown. And Kyle's is like slightly wind blown, but not as much as mine, because I'm on the edge, you know, the railing of the boat.
Yeah.
I don't know. I need to watch it now again to tell you, Easton. I'm not sure. But I think it's the body mic. I mean, if we looped it, we did really well.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Total
but I mean,
pros.
I do feel like there was looping for every episode, I'd say at that point. Like we would go in and we knew our guys and we, you know, it was like part of it. You know what I'm saying?
It's part of the process.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay. So Carrie, we start in bed with the baby-faced Aiden, and they're never leaving. They've got food. She says, when do you think they're going to send someone to get us? And he's like, maybe when spring thaw comes or something adorable. It's very adorable. So it's obviously going very, very well. Then she goes out in this crazy outfit with these lavender tights up to her waist, which I feel like someone just dressed as Halloween in. Did you see that, Hannah? Oh, it was on our social, I think, that someone wore it for Halloween, that particular outfit. It's like shorts or a skirt. It's a skirt over some purple tights with high heels and some kind of a midriff bearing situation. I don't know. It's adorable. It's not one that I remember, but I do need to ask Molly about it because it's really funny and good. It's like a 6-year-old might dress.
Yes. And I love the wide shot of her, like, exasperated, stomping away from the dry cleaner.
Pretty good.
Like, the outfit looks so good there.
It's pretty good. And the funny thing, I think, when I watch those moments, Sarah is so physical. Her comedic timing and her physicality is so good. And over time, I don't know if I should say this, but I feel like she didn't want to do that as much or whatever, but back in the day, she was so free with it, you know?
Yes.
And it's really good because that shot across the street, there's a lot of what I love about Allison's direction, this particular episode especially, there's a lot of 2 shots and a lot of masters, as we would call them, that they just keep in the master for a decent amount of time. Like there's a whole scene with Carrie and Big when they first bump into each other in the boat. I think they're in the master for a while because this guy kind of jostles them and they fall into each other. But then we cut into her face and you could just see her looking at him with like such powerful eyes, you know. And then they when we go back and we see them again on the boat, there's a master for kind of a bit of time just to see their body language. It's so good. And I remember really wanting to do that a lot more. And then someone somewhere, possibly HBO, people wanted to cut into close-ups. But I remember Sarah Jessica used to always say, you know, we need the distant shot so that you can see the whole outfit and the shoes and really get a feeling of the city.
Yes. And to me as a viewer, those shots I feel like I'm there at the party. I feel like I'm part of this, you know, as opposed to just watching a TV show.
Right, like if you were there at the party and you just looked over, like you're a person.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. That does feel like that. I totally felt that way too. And I was there, but I still totally felt that way. So we're with Aiden and Carrie, and they're in bed and they're not going to get out and they're going to have to send people. Then she's going to go to this party for a magazine called Gab, which obviously made up, right? Yeah. Like what on earth? And then she drops some very funny names when they're on that boat, but she's going to go to the magazine party. And then Aiden basically says like, I don't want to go, which is adorable and odd a little bit, but obviously we need to see Big. So it's fine. Yeah. Then she tries to get her clothes from the dry cleaner in the funny outfit. She tries twice and they're like, no, which I also feel the dry cleaners in New York City for some reason are never open. And it makes no sense. Like everything is supposed to be open, just like we say in the show. I've had this experience myself. You walk by in the middle of the day, the dry cleaner's closed. Like, why? It's odd. Anyway, I feel what Carrie's going through. So then we're at the boat, and for some reason, Natasha is not there, which he never explains. And she never really presses, which is also interesting. But you also kind of get the feeling that he came to see her. Yeah. Which she feels, but then she doesn't know because she's all like trying to be appropriate and whatnot.
Of course.
Slightly aloof. And she walks away from him, which I thought was so great.
Yes.
Right. And he's very, charming, basically, in his way. And he asks her if they're seeing someone, and she says yes, and that he's perfect. And I'm like, ooh. So then this part, I didn't remember this at all. And it is so funny to think about voicemail machines that we all used to have. But when you go to play the voicemail machine, everyone in the room can hear it.
Yep.
Like, how mortifying. How do we live through this? It's funny.
I think about like when you play it back, everyone can hear it. And also if you're at home with friends and someone calls, you're like, oh, let the machine get it.
Right.
They're going to hear it then.
Absolutely.
It's like,
absolutely. I mean, I can't believe more problems didn't happen. Like,
Right?
it's like, wow, it's a lot. So Carrie comes home with Aiden, and Aiden says something vague about like, I'm going to set the timer. And I was like, timer? Does he have a child who has iPad time? Like, that's what went through my head. I was like, where did Aiden go? But the other funny thing is that her apartment's really tiny. So he just walks to the little kitchenette area. He could totally have heard Big.
Yes.
But he acts like he doesn't. And he says, they also cut to him from her angle, right? That looks like he's far away. He's so not far away, which I think we all know, right? Like now that we know her apartment like the back of our hand. But she's right there by the door playing, and Big's like loud, like, I'm Carrie, I'm downstairs or whatever. I'm on your corner. What is he? He says something like in a panic. He sounds like panic for him, right? And she's like, and she stops it. So then Aiden says, you're out of coffee filters. And I think he says, does he say he's going to the Korean to get it? He says something weird.
That is what he said.
So
and that
weird.
jumped out at me as not having been a New Yorker in the 2000s. I was like, I assume
Bodega.
Yes.
Bodega Aiden. Do you not know? And I guess the truth is he might not. He's Aiden.
Yeah.
He's from Virginia or wherever he's from, right? Like,
He's from the woods.
He's from the woods, totally. I was like, that's so funny that you're going to the Korean, but okay. So he's going to the Korean to get a coffee filter. And then he leaves, and then there's knock, and she opens the door. She thinks it's Aiden, but it's Big. Oh my God. Panic. I felt panic. And then she says, what are you doing here? And he says, didn't you get my message? And she goes, what? Wait, I paused it. And then he says, was that the guy, the perfect boyfriend? And she was like, yes. And he's coming back. And I felt very stressed out, even though I couldn't really remember what happened. I was like, I don't think Aiden comes back and finds him, but I mean, he totally could. What the heck, right? And then Big is all like, I'm so fucked up. Yeah. I was like, oh, that is lame, man. What did you think?
Yeah, I had the exact same reaction. Okay. I was like, I remember acting like this when I was like 17.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like doing some big dramatic gesture like that.
The drama. Yeah, the drama is a lot.
I can't imagine doing that. As like, how old is Big supposed to be? Like it is
40s.
Like 40s, yeah. I was like, come on, man, what are you doing? But
I mean, for sure.
That's who he is, so I guess
it is who he is, but I did think about the drama, and I did think about like, I don't really remember this, but it works, right? Because I think the reason that it works or that it seems like it could happen is that he is so withholding and covered that then like he's not fluid, he doesn't know how to communicate really. Yeah. And she seems to understand that somehow, which is kind of sweet, but then also really not.
Does he leave the message? The message is before the party on the boat. No, it's after. Okay, it's after. Okay, because I'm wondering like how much of his overflow of emotion and passion for Carrie is from seeing her and learning that she has someone new, and the idea that even though he's with Natasha, she is now even more unattainable.
I mean, Easton, you're right on. I didn't even think about all those things. I mean, for me, what I thought, because I'm a woman, I was like, oh, he's just been pining. He's just been pining and trying to figure out how to see her. So he goes to this party thinking he's going to see her, doesn't bring his wife because he's pining. Right. I didn't even think about the whole unobtainable, but that's so true.
I mean, I agree that he did probably go without Natasha to see her, but then the extra layer of like, maybe the reality of seeing her coupled with she has a boyfriend that she thinks is perfect.
Yeah. I mean, that can hurt. That can hurt big time for sure. And I think he definitely seems to be, and I don't know if this is true for all men. I know there are some people who think this is true for all men, but he seems to be the type of man who needs a bit of a chase situation.
Yep. Yes, he does.
Blah,
Yeah.
blah. That's what I think about that. But I mean, do you think that's all men?
I don't think that's all men, but I think it's a large majority. And I don't know if this is the right, like, I've seen this. I don't personally believe this, but I have seen this out there. The whole like, men are hunters. They want to hunt, yes, I think that's kind of, it's dumb, but like part of me is like, oh God, is there truth to that? I don't know.
I don't know if there's truth to it either. I wonder about that. I mean, there very well might be truth. I mean, it's also like, you remember when Charlotte dates her handyman?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Because there's something adorable about a guy fixing things in your apartment. Like that's such a very old school kind of thing. But I mean, I relate to it.
It's true. I can't. I'll fix the Wi-Fi. My wife does not.
Oh, you're good at that.
She does not react at all.
No, there's no positive.
She's excited. She's happy, but she's not like. But if I changed a light fixture the first time, that was another level. Like when it's like something.
I do know. That's adorable. Yeah, it's nice. It's definitely nice. I had a boyfriend once who was frustrated with the door in my old New York apartment because it was like off or I don't know, something. And he took it off the hinges and he sanded it and I took a lot of pictures.
Wow.
Because it was so cute.
Yeah.
So I totally know what you're saying. And what is that? Like, where does that come from? It's so interesting. Like, is that socialization or is that like innately primitive in our brain or whatever?
I want someone to take care of me and make me feel safe.
Right, but see,
shelter.
I don't really want that, right? So it's interesting because technically, intellectually, I don't actually want that, but then yet my brain still responds. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's wacky. Yeah. It's wacky. So with Big, I think you're absolutely right. All the different things play in for sure. And I also feel like the drama plays in of like, I'm on the corner. Like that's like, I don't like that. Like I wouldn't want someone to call me and be like, I'm on your corner.
Yeah.
Like, ew. You know what I mean? But obviously they're not us, right? But it's very high drama. Like he's making it high drama.
Yeah. He's doing this like streetcar name, just like Stella!
Definitely so streetcar. And then he waits till he leaves. And then it's a lot of drama. But this is back to Sarah Jessica. I mean, I think everybody's very good in this. But like the way that she doesn't overplay somehow, like she's 100% grounded and there and her eyes are saying so much, but she's also just she just trusts the material and the writing and the situation. She doesn't overdo it in any way because if she had, it would be bad.
Yes.
Like it makes me really appreciate her, the intelligent way that she looks at material.
Yes. It's a masterclass. I think
it really
in
is.
watching in acting.
It really is. And she's so funny in the early and so charming. And then she's so real and like so panicked. And, she does have the amazing Aiden at this point, especially super amazing Aiden, right? Like really none of his things have shown up yet.
No. And I'm a very public and longtime Aiden hater.
I know.
Which I've talked your ear off about. But watching this episode, I turned this episode on. I'm like, oh, this is an Aiden episode. And here we go. Let's fire up some hating. And then, he has not committed any sins to me at this point.
No, he definitely doesn't.
I like Aiden.
I don't
in this
think
episode.
it's until the wall.
Yes.
I think the wall is when we get the first taste of like the oddities of Aiden or whatever. But he means well. I mean, I haven't gotten to rewatch that yet. I only have the vaguest of memory. But it's kind of like what we're saying of the positives of him just kind of gone too far.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly. And I think in a different... Because I was thinking about this. I'm like, normally I would be on him for not going with her to the party. I know, like, it wasn't it wasn't that big of a deal to her that he didn't come. She wasn't mad. She wasn't disappointed.
No.
It was just
it's not her part. I mean,
it's not her party. Yeah. She's just going to go. She's not super excited about the Gab party.
No.
But I think there's another version where I'm like, he should have gone with her to that party, and then this big thing wouldn't have happened. I did not react that way, but I could see that. And I was trying to think, like, why didn't I react that way? Because Aiden is fine at this point.
Well, the other thing I think about it that I liked about it, because also I was like, well, why didn't he go? Yeah. I think it's because they're very different. And part of what we like about him is that he's different from her, right? Because Big is similar to her.
Yes.
I mean, he's a much more big deal than her, meaning the way the characters are at that point in their lives, right?
Yeah.
But like, you know, he goes to those parties because he's in the business, which she makes a little side joke. And I don't know if people realize who he's based on, that he was, you know, a publisher person.
Yeah.
But, you know, the idea of Big is that he was like a very successful person in her same social circles, right? And then Aiden is totally out of her social circles, a furniture maker from some country place that we don't know. Maybe they said it somewhere. I have to look back. But, you know, he's different. And I think that's what's kind of nice, right? And I think that's why Aiden doesn't want to go. And he's not saying, I need to be with you all the time, which is actually nice from Aiden.
Yeah.
Right?
Allowing her to have this separate part of her life.
Right. And he's not jealous.
Yeah. Exactly. Very secure.
Yeah, he's not like, who are you going to meet? Which is good, which is very good, very good. So yeah, Aiden's super interesting at this point to me. So then Big comes, he's his fucked up mess self, and she's very sweet to him. And she basically says at the very end that he leaves after he says, I'm so fucked up. And then Carrie listens to the message that he left on the machine, and he says he misses her and he can't stop thinking about her. And she says, this is exactly what I wanted to hear a year ago. Mm-hmm. Oh man, I felt that. I mean, like, this is the timing situation. And this is what I think, if I could say, I have like a list of things that I would like to say to younger women, and this is one of them. And I have at some point said this to different younger women, I know, but here's a chance to say it to more. I think that one of the biggest things that I didn't understand was the timing of like where people are in life and how that is going to relate to a relationship. I felt like if the feeling is strong enough, that is going to dictate what someone is ready for. But I do not think that's true now.
It's a very Charlotte thing to think.
I mean, so Charlotte, so Charlotte. But also, I think Charlotte thinks that she's only going to meet people, that she's going to know and meet people who want what she wants.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. And she makes a lot of effort for that to happen. Like her wacky episode where she's like, I'm going to call the married guys of my friends or whatever. Oh, she's just like, huh, what friends? Like, what? But I guess Charlotte has other friends. And then that doesn't go that well, but that's how she meets Trey. But, you know, like she has her different methodologies that she's going to try to use to get that. But I think she just assumes in an interesting way that, you know, these other guys want to, you know, settle down and get married and have, you know, 2.5 kids and live in a big apartment or whatever she wants. You know what I'm saying? I mean, isn't that what she wants? I think that's what
that is what,
Yeah. I mean, I do think that's naive, right? But I also think at the time, and I see this in the writing of the show in a way that I wasn't aware of, but I really notice it now from 2025 perspective, the background of the show, even with Miranda, who I never thought of as being like this. And I've actually said to Cynthia, like, did you remember that Miranda used to talk about trying to get married? She's like, what? And I'm like, there's multiple episodes where you discuss, not like what I remember of Miranda is that she's super independent and she wants to be a partner and she's, you know, strong and all those things, and that she is worried about dying alone.
Yes.
And I feel like that makes perfect emotional sense. Yes. But there's that one where her interior designer gets married to the guy, and she's like, that should have been me, and now no one's going to be with me, and no. And I'm like, who's that person? But I think the background of the conversation in the year 2000 and 1999 was that all women want to get married. That was the background, right?
Yes.
So that's where we're coming from. So then, like, that's why Samantha is like an outlier, like a total, complete outlier. Whereas now in 2025, the statistics of the unmarried women are different. They were changing already, right? And that's why they put us on the cover of the Time magazine and wrote "Who Needs a Husband," which is one of my most favorite things ever, as I think I say more than once. But now the statistics match it, right? Yes. And especially like women over 40, there's so many who've gotten divorced and they're just like, I don't have time for that. I have my own income. I can travel. I can do what I want. And I love it. I love it so much. But that was just starting in the year 2000. You know, it wasn't like the background noise. The background noise was all women want to get married.
Yes.
It's interesting.
Yes, very much so.
Okay, everybody. Thanks for hanging with me in Easton. We have so much to talk about that we are going to come back later in the week. Please join us, Easton and I, on Are You a Charlotte?
We'll see you there.
Yay.